Hey everyone, welcome to Brick Vault. Today is another LEGO Top 10 MOCs of the Week episode where I show you the coolest custom creations I happen to find people building in LEGO bricks throughout this last week. This particular week felt even more difficult to choose my favorite models. There were so many fun ones to talk about. And before we jump in, first I do want to say that the custom building instructions that have popped up in the web store this week come from the designer Fly in Space, and this is the Imperial Star Destroyer Torment. At roughly 25 inches long, it's just a little bit bigger than the 2014 LEGO set, and it has just some amazing details, excellent proportions and angles, and it's a model that I think is certainly able to capture just about as much detail as you possibly could at the size that this ship is currently built at. Remember, links to everybody I'm talking about in this video are all going to be in the description below, including a link to the instructions for this model as well. And now let's jump into some honorable mentions of the week, because of course there's more than just 10 cool creations that people make each week. This is titled Architecture number 6 from the designer Fabs. Love the layering. You can see some graffiti details at the bottom with printed pieces and some awesome organic greenhouse details at the top. Another excellent micro scale design from Forlorn Empire. This is titled The Warp Lands. Great idea for an ornate ship. I like the stilts. And then Tino Putienen has made the Lunaco hard suit, and I gotta say this little space robot looks more like an egg than anything else. Suck my brick. The designer has built Mr. Pump. If you check out the link in the description, you'll be able to see a little stop motion animation of this dude. Here's a fun design made of flags by Lego Lyman. Kirill Simerson has the Gangut battleship. This is the top view, and this model seems to employ some angles and some interesting techniques that I haven't seen on a micro scale ship before. Aero Okonen has a Mongolian couple with some awesome shapes and colors. Blue 437 has built the Island Shrine. I love the layers from Chris Perron. This is called Potion Heist, and you can see that they're actually stealing some potions from the wizard between certain levels. I basically never read the full description of a model in these videos because it takes too long, but I feel like this is worth it this time around. From Albert Lee, this is Organic Locally Sourced Tacos is the title, and the description goes as follows. Teeny the Jawa celebrity chef reaches out to one of her ingredient suppliers, a Chiss farmer on Telos 4, who Teeny calls Christopher because she thinks he has too many apostrophes in his name. He updates her on his crops, while his Twi'lek wife, the swimsuit model Wowza, sunbathes nearby. I think this builder is having the most fun with a Star Wars themed Lego build, and my only question here is why isn't he wearing any pants? Delay Ice has an untitled Red Bull build that looks great. Love the bricking details on the side of the walls here from Trooper. This is titled Hostile Takeover. The inlaid dirt path detailing is so seamless along the bottom here. This is from Jan, the creator. The title is Autumn in Timber Falls, and I don't think there's a title for this one, but from Ralph Linger, we seem to be looking at some elven architecture with some great techniques. And now let's check out the top 10 of the week. First up here is from SarielLego. This is the RC 4x4 Jeep. And yes, you heard me correctly. This is RC. I don't see an actual video of this thing driving around, but there are pictures of it out in the wild. And you can also see the battery pack and motor on the underbelly. That's crazy impressive considering the details are amazing, and they look to be scaled just about the same size as any regular creator expert design that you might see from a Lego set, only this thing can actually drive around as an extra plus. The shapes are awesome, the build looks great. This is a set that would absolutely fly off the shelves if Lego ever did anything military themed. Markus Rollbuhler has built Jack and the Beanstalk, and in terms of creative micro scale details, this little creation might have more unique connections that of most of the things you've seen in a long time. At the top, the tower is made of unicorn horns, ninja cowls, cups, wrenches, candles, binoculars. The clouds are made of a variety of different birds. The braiding effect for the string and flowers looks so excellent as it cuts down through the book. The panel detailing for not just the pages, but also for the tiles and lines of text in brown are so clever. There's amazing details at the bottom, too much to talk about in such a small scale build. And now we're looking at number 8 from Caleb Saw. The title is Returning Home, and it's another one of these excellent 4 forced perspective style builds where you have different layers at different distances, and in essence it's an entire scene, a huge world built completely from Lego. The threshed wheat looks great. You can see they're shorter there with the droid arms. I love the build for the mountain. The lighting is excellent, and it's also just a really perfect sort of moment captured. You can see that the hero has just come over the hill from a long time away. First Order Lego is up next. This is Golden Clifftop Pagoda, and then in quotations, waiting on the bridge. So if I had to take a guess, this might not be a hero returning home, but perhaps a challenge from somebody who has arrived from a long journey. The rock detailing looks amazing. The organic bright green really pops against the autumn colors of the leaves. The terracotta roof tiles are built with a variety of different pieces as you look throughout the model, and I think it really adds to the overall texture of this creation. And it's nice to see how high this pagoda is up in the air, because that's not a water level down below, but that's in fact clouds. Just a slightly different approach for a design like this, and I definitely appreciate it. Now we're looking at a model that I know a lot of you guys are going to enjoy from Malen Garek. This is a Venator Star Destroyer Indomitable, I think that's the name of it, and specifically we're looking at an Imperial Venator. So right after the Clone Wars ended, before the Star Destroyers were officially adopted into the Imperial Navy, you had these non-colored versions of Venators, and not only does the micro build for the ship here just look pretty darn excellent, but the stand really works for it. I can only guess that this is above Mustafar, considering we have glowing lava flows underneath, but I suppose we don't really know. I don't see it in the description. Anyways, the build is excellent. The stand is awesome. Now jumping down to number 5, if you're keeping track, this is from a builder, Rhys Pieces. The title is Nostalgia, and according to the description, this is actually an old build that this designer sort of pulled out of a box and figured out how to put back together recently. They claim that their skills with bricks are not what they used to be, but personally I think I'm looking at just an excellent car design. There are some great techniques for the front bumper and the grille. The tires look excellent. There are so many clean angles put together here. And looking back at this description, yeah, it looks like a lot of this model was designed back in 2015, and this is just a bit of an update. Pretty interesting. Now, if you like layers, you might like this next one from Tobiarts and Design. This is a medieval town MOC, and it's builds like these that really make me wish that a city version of medieval sets existed. The roof detailing's awesome. The stonework is amazing. I love the inlaid build for all the different wooden supports that cut across the plastered walls. The characters look happy. The inclusion of all the different types of balconies is great. It really just, this whole area feels super alive, and just more of this, please. I just love the vibe that these happy medieval builds tend to give off. Now, did I just say happy? Let's move on to, this is Jonas Kramm's design. The title is 4 Seasons. So technically this is one build out of what is supposed to be 4 in different stages of this castle. Bricklias did Birth, Simon Hunsbickler did Prime, so you can see everyone really enjoying this area of the medieval castle. The one that I think looks the coolest is Jonas Kramm's. This is what I first saw. The title is Decline, so you can see that the siege is coming in and that this area is getting destroyed. So many great details. And then the 4th and final season of this castle's era is called Death, and it's basically just the ruins during the winter time. Honestly, all these builds really do have some excellent details. Personally, I got lost in some of the window design for the turret here on Jonas Kramm's build. I love the stonework, and the siege tower just has some awesome shapes as well. So all of those builds, I suppose, enter into number 3. This is number 2 from the builder Jerac, who's a designer that we've been working with for a very long time. He kind of branched out into a different sort of type of build. He created a figure. This is Countess of Dis, and immediately my mind shot to something like a villain from Diablo 2. The bright red cape is pinned together with some Lord of the Rings rings on either side. Love that detail. The gold ornate belt that cuts around the waist has an excellent shaping to it, and then the solid shiny smooth black texture to the entire figure's skin really leaves the whole thing rather creepy and muted, and I definitely do like the touch. That must have been inspired from Arrow O'Conan, the little hand builds for the eyes. Awesome figure design, and we're moving on to the last one of the week. This is from Navarre, and the title is Samye Monastery. In the description it says it's inspired by Tibetan monasteries, Indian architecture, and by other Chinese and Japanese buildings. So this really is an entirely creative endeavor with some absolutely excellent techniques thrown in, not just with the embroidered and ornate details that you can see along certain edges, but also just some of the foundational builds as well. Right in the front wall, you can see that the entire creation has been leaned back into the frame. There's a healthy combination of bricks and plates that are used to really outline some wonderful stonework details that cut across the entire model. A surprisingly large variety of different colors are thrown in there, and it's just a model that just has some great looking shapes, designs, and techniques the closer and closer you look. Anyways, that is it for my personal favorite top 10 MOCs of the week. There are way more than just 10 cool creations linked in the description below if you have any extra time. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll see you next time at Brick Vault.